Hello, everyone. I'm doing something new here. All right. Now I think we're live, hopefully. Here we go. Here we go. All right, everyone. Happy Mindfulness Monday. I am live on my computer versus my phone, which is what I normally go live on. So I'm going to move away from the front desk so Michael can have some space. I just recently learned how to do this, and it looks interesting on my end because it's backwards. Um, but it doesn't matter what we look like because we're all about the content, right? The content. Yeah. Say hi to Michael. He's going to
Hi, bye.
Arizona.
Hi, bye, bye.
See, I told you all, he's not going away. He's here in and out, right? Now, here's the thing with this live, I cannot see if anyone is on with me, and I can't see who is on with me if you are. So we are just floating in the cosmos. And I'm giving it a little bit of a delay. Oh, I can make a poll, I can make a question. This is interesting. All right, well, we learned new things. I just figured doing it on a computer was probably better for viewership. You're able to see a little bit wider screen. And hopefully, I figure this out so I can see your comments or your questions. As many of you know, we are in the process of redoing a lot and Inspire Life and growing and building out our online academy, which is so exciting in my opinion, because many of you, whether you've been a client, you've been in this community, you are asking for different sources of healing. You're asking and going deeper, which is such a sign and a testament to doing the work. You get curious, you start exploring more, you want to understand your body in new ways, and that is amazing, and I applaud all of you. Thank you for trusting myself, Michael, and Ashley with this experience, with your healing work, because it is sometimes messy and it doesn't always feel good. And that is healing, my friends. If you ever come across someone who tells you that healing is meant to be pain-free and it's easy and people just bypass stuff, then I would take a second look at who it is you're working with and what their background is. And that's not to bash anyone, but something I've found is that even in the chiropractic realm, there is this notion that in order to like be in a healing journey, you never experience pain, when in fact pain can be your greatest source of inspiration, transformation, and it can be such an amazing messenger and catalyst to alter the trajectory of your life if you have learned how to be with pain differently. We all know the acronym, and if you haven't, welcome, because something that I share with my clients is pain can stand for pay attention inside now. It doesn't have to mean something's wrong. It doesn't have to mean, oh my gosh, the world is going to end. But pain is simply a signal from your body to pay attention inside now. Now, when I share that, people go, well, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean pay attention? What do you mean have a relationship? What do you mean engage with it? And so I figured I'd come on here and share with you. Yes, it's Valentine's Day. I'm wearing the red. I got pink pink leggings. Ashley inspired me to dress up because it's Valentine's Day, and as much as we love this holiday, it's also important to recognize that you're a human being and you can be both loving and have pain all at the same time. Pain is not just always physical, my friends. It can be mental, it can be emotional. Sometimes this holiday can bring up stuff for people, right? If we've lost a loved one, whether it's a spouse, a partner, a friend, a family member, this holiday can bring up stuff. It doesn't always feel good. And what I mean by bring stuff up is maybe you feel more emotional, maybe you feel more on edge, maybe you feel a little more chaotic in your body, maybe you actually have a physical sensation moving through your body, that your body is wanting to complete a cycle that may be of an event that happened many months, many years, many decades ago. So let's all use this day and this time as an opportunity to complete some of these feedback loops that our nervous system is most likely running in the background, getting us to wake up and pay attention. So I'm going to walk you through, and this is something that, by the way, I will be doing at our mental emotional mastery one-day immersion, as well as the future immersions, our 4-day, our longer ones. This is something that I will be guiding our clients who attend those through. And I wanted to bring it to you because I think it's really important to understand, like, how do you be with pain differently? How do we use our body to move through pain and not avoid it and numb out and suppress it and disassociate? One thing I've learned in working with clients is when they say things like, well, I don't want to go there, or I don't know if I can be with it, because we believe and think that we don't have the resources to make it through. I've had clients tell me, well, I know my body's talking to me, but I'm not ready to go there. Or I know that I should journal, but I'm afraid of what's inside. So how can we alter our perception of our body and what really is in here, not just from fear, but wisdom? How can we start to alter that relationship so that when you do go in and a wave comes through, you can feel and sense resourcefulness and activate resources in your body? This is one of the things that Ashley and I teach when it comes to somato-respiratory integration, which is a really beautiful practice to learn how to actually access resources in your body and become resourceful. The more resourceful we can become, the less we actually perceive and experience trauma, big T's and little t's, because we've built up enough capacity, strength, resources, resilience, right? Overcoming trauma is not about erasing the past, but it's about becoming resilient. So I want to share a strategy that I teach my clients about resourcing and using pain as fuel and really making sound when we are in pain. Speaking of, there's Ashley herself. We're talking about resourcing and pain integration. So for those of you who have never done this, it can feel weird, it can feel odd, and I invite you to give your body and mind permission to make sound. So pain integration is a way that we can actually use sound to move matter in our body, because sound uses a medium to travel and it needs a medium to be perceived. And that medium can be literally the cells and the tissue of our body. So if you are tuning in with me live or watching this later, whether it's on YouTube or you're tuning in on our Facebook community, maybe just invite yourself to find an area of your body that feels resourceful. Now, when I say that and you don't know what that means, what that can feel and sense and look like in your body is an area that you breathe. It's an area that maybe you just naturally, your hands just like, I just want to lay my hands on my heart, or I feel like I want to lay my hands on my belly. It can be an area that feels a little bit more peaceful, so maybe there's less tension, right? It's so common in our culture to like, oh, my shoulder hurts, and we automatically focus on the pain area, which we'll get there in a moment. But just to alter your perception, what would it be like to check in with an area of your body right now that feels resourceful? Because if you're alive and you're watching this, then you are resourceful, right? The fact that you're a living human being on this planet and a living entity means that you have resources to get through the day and to breathe and to move. Now, the more we can become resourceful in ourselves, we move from survival to thriving. And we start to attract more opportunities and abundance, including health, wealth, many things into our life. So finding an area of your body that just feels good. Maybe you breathe into it when you connect with it, and your hands it feels like home. It feels like I feel seen, I feel heard. It can feel like a sinking into the tissues, just like you almost feel like your nervous system like slow down, get present, and we're pumping the brakes. Okay, so connect with that area for a few breaths. Again, I recommend breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's a very stabilizing breath. And then as you've connected with that area that feels resourceful, Now you're going to move to an area that maybe feels like it's been stuck for a while. Maybe it feels tense. It feels chronic. Maybe it's literally feels like it's screaming at you, like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like you know what that place is for you. So connect with that area. And now this can be a little different as far as pain integration. Instead of doing hands flat on your body, it might be helpful to get really specific with your fingers and really find like where in your body is that pain, closing your eyes. Where is the center of the source of the pain? So closing your eyes and just allowing your mind to go into the pain, not avoiding it and disassociating and fragmenting your body, but rather into the sensation of your body. So finding the center of it and just taking some breaths there, and just notice how your breath might be different. And as you connect with that area, you might notice your fingertips move, your hand moves to a specific area where you're like, oh yeah, that's it. Like, And then as you connect with that more, you're going to start to bring a sound to that area of your body. Now, when I'm speaking and I have my hand on my heart here, for example, I can feel the vibration of my voice in the tissues here. That's because I've learned how to project my voice, not like nasally through here where I'm like stuck in my head, but through this work, I've literally learned how to project energy through my heart and through my core and actually feel, if I bring it a little bit lower, how to move sound into different areas of my body. So this is really powerful, not only for like processing pain, but also if you are clearing stuff out of your system and maybe you speak a lot, maybe you are invited to give a presentation, maybe you're talking a lot at your job, you learn how to project your sound from your body differently. And you can literally speak from different areas of your body. That takes time, that takes practice, but that's the potential that you have when you start to tap into this. So again, finding that area, and as you inhale and the exhale, you're going to make the sound of the pain. And it might not be pain, it might be tension, it might be a symptom, right? Make it the sound, closed mouth to start. And the way I share this with my practice members is imagine taking a part of your body, like for me, I'm going to take my right pec here, and imagine I'm going to take it out, put it in front of me and have a conversation. What would that part of your body say? How would it express if you were going to have a conversation with it? So again, connecting, and you may actually like move the tissue and like go into the center of the pain. And as you exhale and make that sound, the sound may change as you go deeper into the cell. So maybe your muscles start to make sound, then your connective tissue, then the bone. So bone pain or organ pain is going to sound very different than muscle or connective tissue pain, because every single cell that's differentiated in your body is expressing itself at a different vibration. So the vibration, if we were going to do like sonography, like an ultrasound, right? For those of you who have done ultrasound on like a fetus or an inner ultrasound, that's actually what's happening, is it's picking up the sound frequency of your organs and glands. Pretty cool, right? And we have developed a technology that can receive the sound waves of your organs and glands to create a physical matter picture. So how can we use our own sound waves to actually connect with that area of our body and express through? So you might, if there's a lot of stagnation, there might be like a growl in there and just, kind of like when you're waking up in the morning, you're just like, right? We yawn. Our dogs, our animals do this. If you go into the wild, like you'll hear animals making weird sounds. And remember, like we have an animal brain. So it's okay to like activate that part. And what you might find is like doing some of this pain integration, or we can even call it just sound integration in the morning or at night, can feel really nice. Like you're actually connected with more parts of your body. and you become conscious of more cells of your body. So I just wanted to walk through that for those of you who I've talked about pain integration or sound integration, that it's really powerful when you can give your body permission to make sound. Whether it's with me in the office on the table, or it's at home. If you don't feel comfortable yet doing that, that's totally fine. I get it. And I'm just opening up a window of possibility that sound is okay. I know that in our culture, we have conditioned our society to not make sound, to like sit down, shut up, smile, and pay attention, when in reality, your body could be screaming on the inside. So the more that you can self-regulate and do this sound integration on a regular basis, you may find that your voice and your communication and your sound that you express changes. And not only the sound from your vocal cords, but the sound waves from your organs and glands, because you've learned how to consciously use sound, and in turn, your body parts start to unconsciously produce different sound and light waves. This is physics, my friends. This is all physics. You basically get to be a beautiful physicist on the planet, a bodily physicist, and become your own best doctor. So as I wrap up, remember, pain and healing does not mean that you never experience pain again. And that I have found using our language differently. I think healing can mean that like we're always on this path and we're never whole. So I've tried to shift my language from healing to wholeness, coming back to wholeness. Because in wholeness, we get to embody the pleasure and the pain in all the different parts of us, and recognize that you are whole in this very moment, and that you are a whole, complete entity in this moment. So shifting from healing, which could be an ongoing process, to coming back to wholeness. So I see healing as come back to wholeness, come back to the perception that you are whole right here and now, and get really present with that in your own body mind. So I hope this serves you well on your Valentine's Day, or whenever you're watching this later this week. Wishing you all a happy Mindfulness Monday. I'll see you next week. Peace, love, keep inspiring.